Good morning, family. It is like almost 12, I think, in the afternoon, and I am just now making breakfast. I have never in my life made pancakes before, but I'm trying it out for the first time. I don't know what I'm doing, so hopefully this is not a fail. I would have made breakfast earlier, but Derek and I spent a good part of our morning doing some cleaning. Not cleaning like cleaner, but cleaning like just organizing, rearranging our room and stuff like that. So now that we're done, it's time to have some breakfast. Here's some of my mess. Diamond is gonna have blueberries. He already had some yogurt bites and green beans, but it's almost 12, like I said, so he's due for another snack or so. And then I've had my coffee for the most part, but I'm about to reheat this. Say hi, friends. I'm filming. Hey guys, I have a question for you guys. What is your take on blended families? Me, for example, I come from a blended family. My mom and dad didn't work out. When I was about 3 years old, my dad or my mom remarried. I remember my stepdad moving into the house, and I understood it as, yay, I have a bonus dad. I have two dads. So it wasn't something where I was told to say it. I wasn't coerced to say it. It was the way I interpreted it at 3, 4 years old, that now I have two daddies. I have my daddy over here, and now I have a new daddy. So my mom had to go to my dad, embrace him, and say, yo, she woke up today calling such and such daddy. I know that isn't her daddy. I ain't tell her to say that, but that's what she's saying. So my dad had to explain to me, no, baby, you have one daddy. I'm your daddy. I'll always be your daddy. I'll never leave. I'm like, no, I got two daddies. Like, this man over here is my daddy too. And, you know, he lived with us. He was good to me. He was like an amazing stepfather. He never treated me differently, and so forth and so on. So the way I interpreted it, like I said, was that I had two fathers. So I personally think that my dad handled it the best way that any person could, should, would, considering, because most dads are snap and would, you know, make sure their children don't call somebody else daddy anymore, yell at them, recommend them, whatever, to make sure that they don't. Probably would cuss the man out, cuss the baby mama out. You got my child over here calling him, and you brainwashing her. And, you know, that's just where it goes a lot of the times. And I think that my dad, you know, he stayed firm in making sure I knew that I only had one dad, but he understood that it wasn't anybody but me who, that was my choice. You know what I mean? And I was young, I didn't understand. And so instead of becoming the bad guy, he chose to be the extra good guy. And when I say that, it was making sure that now more than ever, he was paying his child support. Most men would be like, I'm not going to contribute to a household with another man in it. And no, my dad made sure he paid his child support so that it could never be said that my dad didn't take care of his child. He made sure that he was there, you know, on his lunch breaks and stuff. He would come. I was in private school. He helped pay for my private school. And so he would make sure that on his lunch breaks, he would come and sit in on my classes and my lunch. He had me every other weekend. He would try to have me sometimes even more than that. Birthday parties, family events, graduations, no matter what it was, he made sure that he was there and he did his part and he showed his face, and he was an exceptional father. You know, he can call the house and talk to me, check on me, you know, everything, you know. And he remained basically cool with my mom, so they kept a cool rapport, because that's what made him feel safe and feel confident with the situation, is being able to come around and spend as much time as with me to know that there was nothing going on crazy, and that I was good and I was happy. And he always kept note of the fact that I came first and what I thought and what I felt was most important. The reason I say that is because I'm watching. Want to get on the floor? The reason I say that is because I'm catching up on some vlogs. I haven't been watching vlogs as much lately. One of my favorite vloggers is AshleyBedeck. I think her beauty channel is Bella, but then she does vlogs too. And she's doing Vlogmas or whatever you call it. and I've been watching her for a few years, and I noticed that she's in LA with her boyfriend, who she's been with for a long time. And long story short, he has a child that's not hers. I remember before, she would never vlog the little girl. If they were like all together, she would not show her face or anything like that out of respect. And now I guess they are at a point in the relationship where it's okay for her to vlog the little girl. So long story short, they came to LA where their little girl lives. They brought Christmas to the hotel and brought her a bunch of presents and wrapped them up. So she had Christmas early from her dad and her stepmom, or whatever she calls her, even though they're not married. And then they're taking her to Disney for a few days. And in addition to that, they took family photos. So my question is to you guys is, how do you feel about blended families, moms, stepdads, when it comes to your children? And what would you do? Like, if you and your child's father are not together, or at some point or another do not make it or whatever, and you guys break up, how do you feel, or what would you do? Because when I was watching it, I'm like, should she be posting this? Because in my mind, it's like, I cannot imagine Derek and I not making it, and him and his girlfriend taking my son to take family photos where there's pictures of him holding my son. And I don't know how old the little girl is, but she can't be any older than maybe 5 or 6 years old. And so I'm just like, I don't really know how I feel about that. Like, now every time I see stuff like that, I think about how, like, what would I do? How would I react? And I got to think about like how my dad was when he had to deal with this situation, and he got the most out of the situation. Whereas if I'm the baby mama who's calling and cussing you out and saying, you ain't gonna see my child again, this and this and this and that, if you have this girl, you know, that type of approach never works. You never win, because regardless if the woman is here to stay or not, it just messes up your rapport with your child's father, who you should have the best communication with. Now with me, I chose to have a child with Derek. This was our choice. It wasn't an accident. We laid down and we made a child on purpose. So for me, it's sort of like, we're engaged and we want to get married next year and so much more. But at the same time, we're realists in that we understand that statistics say, reality says, life says that no relationship ever lasts forever. So what we want to do is always love each other and beat those odds. But let's just say we don't. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say Derek decides to leave one day, and I'm a single mom. What does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, of course, I'm always take care of mine. Of course, I'm mommy, and if I gotta play mommy and daddy like any other mother would and should, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it well. But what does that mean? Like, if Derek is picking up Diamond and he's coming back telling me about these girls or this woman, or showing me pictures of him with his stepmom, like, what does that mean? And for me, like, I want to be married. Like, I want family. I want more children. So if Derek chooses to not be a part of that, what does that mean for Diamond as far as living full time with another man, or, you know what I mean, like that? What does that mean? And so, of course, Diamond is my priority forever, and I hope that, you know, Diamond is Derek's priority forever. And whoever you are watching this, that your children are always your first priority when it comes to, you put your children before any man. You know what I mean? If it ain't your husband, and if it ain't the child you created with that man, you always make sure your child is comfortable and safe. And you hear about these men touching these little boys and all that craziness, and touching little girls too. So I just feel like, how, like, my son is 6, how could I even imagine taking family photos with me and some other man holding my son? Like, I think of like Sierra and Wilson, whatever her boyfriend's name is, something Wilson, I don't know his name, but there was that big picture that went viral of them at training camp, or Sierra and her son at training camp, and they were like, you better watch out, future gonna get him because he playing daddy to future son. And it's sort of like, what do you do? Like, what is the right answer? I know that for me, if I had to deal with another woman in my son's life, as they say, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. If this woman is taking care of my son when I'm not, I want this bitch around. I want you at if this is your choice and this is what you're signing up for, we're gonna have a talk, all of us together. We're gonna understand that when I'm not able to be around, you're my eyes. You better love this child and you better protect him with your heart like he's your own, and you better never forget that. And moving forward, you know, I expect you to be at games. I expect you to be at practices. When, for whatever reason, I'm out of town, I'm not feeling well, whatever the case may be, I expect you to pick up where I can't. Because no matter what, if this is my child's stepmom and a person who is signing up to be with Derek, you're signing up to be with him. And I need to see you at every birthday party. I need to see you, you know what I mean? Dental appointments. If it's traumatic enough, you need to be there. You know what I mean? If I'm getting married or whatever, I want you around. Like, I want you around because I want to see what type of person you are in social settings. I want to see what you're not saying, what you are saying, what my son is not saying, what my son is not seeing, what Derek doesn't see. I need to see it. And I think taking that ratchet approach where you're cussing people out and being shady and messy and petty and this and this and that, it doesn't get you anywhere. When you have a blended family, as far as parents, grandparents, cousins, aunties, no matter what your position is, I feel like when you take the ratchet approach and you choose to make the situation dysfunctional, you lose. You lose, everybody loses. Whereas if you just say, you know, I'm gonna kill this beat with kindness, and we're gonna be best friends. I'm gonna have your number on speed dial, so when I say I'm not feeling well today, I need you to be able to come up, coordinate with me, and pick up my son and take him to school. Now, I'm not going to be no bitch. I'm not saying it in a way where I feel like I hold the keys and all that. What I'm saying is it's important to have a good rapport with one another and to be able to sit in the room as adults, have conversation, and be there for your child's best interests so that you can sleep good at night knowing that your child is in good hands. And if you're not in good hands, that person would show their true colors. So if I'm inviting you over for dinner once a month so that we can update each other on whatever's going on with Diamond, I expect that just as well as Derek is there, that you're there. If football games, practices, and things like that, I expect you there, because this should be a big part of Derek's life, so it should be a big part of your life equally, right? And it's the same thing with if I were to remarry. I would hope and I would expect that Derek would be man enough to create a relationship with whoever I marry. He's stuck. You stuck? Sit down. I hope that Derek will be man enough to create a relationship with whoever I were to marry, so that he knows who's in the house and so that he can see that his son is safe. And sometimes others can see what you can't see. So of course, if Derek says, oh, he ain't shit and he ain't good for you, of course that sounds like a baby daddy hating. But if Derek is able to spend time, not to become best friends, not to, you know, be at my house chilling all willy-nilly, but just to be able to accept that this man is not trying to take over your position, but he is a positive force in your son's life, and you need to know who he is, what he's about, and y'all need to be able to stand in the same room and respect each other and make conversation for the sake of this one. I think it's important. But family photos before marriage, I ain't gonna turn into no thought. I ain't gonna turn into no ratchet, cussing nobody out, but you should know that ain't happening. Like, I wouldn't be sitting up me, Derek, and my boyfriend taking family photos, or me, my future boyfriend, and my son in 1 hour photo, or with somebody's photographer and he's holding my son taking pictures. It's not appropriate. I don't even feel comfortable talking about it, just as much as I wouldn't feel comfortable with Derek trying that, and that's not a no-no. And that's why, to me, like I said, so I burnt the damn sweet potatoes. Look at this. So my lesson for today is that you cannot use a cookie sheet for anything but to cook cookies. Right, Daddy?
You're right.
But the thing is, certain things that I cook, when I say like, oh, I'm gonna put it in a smaller pan, he'd be like, oh no, put it in the big pan. So I tried to put sweet
potato. A cookie sheet and a pizza sheet.
But I put like French fries and stuff on it.
Yeah, that's it.
So apparently I made a boo-boo because I was supposed to put it in a shallow one. Or is that a shallow one?
What?
This is a shallow pan, right?
That's not a shallow pan. It's a flat pan.
So I'm supposed to put it in a shallow pan.
Yeah.
Somebody's perturbed, as you can hear in his voice. Can you hand me hot sauce or step back so I can grab it? Daddy's making the chicken because I have to feed Diamond. Daddy's making the chicken and I'm making some hot wing sauce. And then we got butter. We're mixing in some hot sauce. This is garlic butter, regular butter, and hot sauce. We got green beans and fried chicken nuggets. Ooh. So let's taste it and see if my ratio is on point. Perfect. Look at this cool kid. Come here. Come on. Come on. Yeah, you did it. Yeah, you did it. Yeah. 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 That's the walking puppy. Come on. Come on. That's right, baby. Go the long way. This way. Come on. Come on, Daddy. Come on. I'll turn the light on. That's it. You tired? Come on. With the exception of crashing, he's a pro. Alright, time to eat. Time to eat, Daddy. Come on, turn around. Let's make plates. Okay, so this was an absolute fail. I really messed up. This would have been so good, but since I put it in the cookie sheet, it burned, and like my sauce is like molasses, so there's like literally nothing you can do with that. So that's trash. So plan B was rice saroni urban butter. I haven't had anything like this since I was a little girl, but it's gonna do the job. And then chicken is almost done. I'm just gonna have to add it to my sauce, which kind of settled. So we'll see how this goes. This should be interesting. Usually I don't have like sides, like box sides available, but lately there's been times where like I've had like chicken or meat and I haven't had a side to go with it. So I bought a bunch of sides, like the Zetarans, or the Mahatma red beans and rice, and like the dirty rice mix, another red beans and rice. I bought like the jambalaya, which we ate last week, and like some macaroni, so that like days when we don't have the side, or a case like this where I mess up the side, I've got some backup stuff in here, because like we usually just have like potatoes, red potatoes, and like brown rice available, and really not much else left. I even bought some baked beans, so this came in handy for tonight. But I'm gonna let this finish cooking, and my son is ready for bed. He is so irritable. Diamond, Diamond. Look at him. He's so tired. Diamond. Diamond. Diamond.
Look at here, boy.
Diamond. We're gonna go put him down for a nap. It is 12:50, so it's 12:53. And I am just now shutting down my kitchen, turning off my cute little tree. I think I told you guys, but everybody's been posting their Christmas tree pictures on Instagram, starting with these big plush trees. And I'm here just with my little skinny, dainty tree that I'm so proud of because it's my first Christmas tree that I bought for my family, and it's Dinah's first Christmas tree. Next year, I think I will go hard and get a big, nice, voluptuous fresh tree, but that was great for starters, considering, like I said, I've never bought a tree before. It's a fake tree, and the beauty is in it is when I do actually get my own beauty room, which is goals for our next place. I'll be able to put that one like in like our bedroom or my beauty room or somewhere else in the house, so we'll always have like two trees, like a big tree and a small tree. But anyways, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning and I just now tidied up my kitchen. Matter of fact, I'm about to start my dishwasher. This pan right here is all the leftover grease from cooking. I should be draining it. I usually hold on to the empty Crisco bottle so that I can drain that back in there and dispose of it properly. But I just don't feel like doing that tonight, so I will do that tomorrow morning when during the time when I make my breakfast. Derek and Diamond fell asleep while I was cleaning up, which is the cutest thing because I want to show you guys, but I can't. But Derek has never put Diamond to sleep by himself before, and I just walked in there because I turned off the water and it was quiet and I heard Derek snoring, so I automatically just ran in there because if Diamond's on the bed and nobody's watching him, he'll try to crawl off the bed and he'll fall. So I go in there and like Diamond is bundled up, cuddled up under Derek, and it's the cutest thing because he fell back to sleep, which is so cute because like I said, this is literally the first time he's ever fallen asleep in Derek's hands. So I'm a proud mama. My little boy is growing up and getting bigger, and it makes me feel good because as he's getting older, I do want to start spending more time away from him because I've never spent more than like 2, maybe 3 hours away from him at a time. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great day today. I'm about to go in here and do some editing. I am absolutely wired. I have a ton of energy, which lately I've been an insomniac. So I'm not gonna be going to sleep anytime soon, so I'm gonna try to edit. I have like 3 vlogs I need to edit, so hopefully I can get those edited and my computer will cooperate because it keeps saying that my storage disk is full or startup disk, something, I don't know. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next vlog tomorrow. Night night. He's not a breakfast person like me.